Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. I think everything's good. So yeah, today we're just going to be doing some random stuff. I don't know, we'll figure it out. There's an effect that I want to redo, but I think it's going to be very difficult. So I was looking at it last night and I was like, oh, this is going to be quite involved. So we'll see if we can get it done in a reasonable way on this stream. But before I get into it, I want to remind everyone that Alchemortis is available for wish listing. So this is the game I'm working on right now. It would help me a lot if you wish listed it. Get those wish list numbers up early could definitely help. I also have the Patreon available if you want to join. There's a number of good perks, but the highest tier here will give you unlimited access to my course content as well as in-game credits when Alchemortis launches. So if you want to be listed in the credits when this game sells 40 billion copies, that's a good option. And then also, I've got my Udemy courses available for sale if you want to learn how to build a game in the Godot engine. All these ways, you know, this is how I'm making the majority of my income right now, specifically through the courses. So every purchase, every Patreon subscription helps a ton, but you can also help by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, watching my other videos, all that good stuff. And you can also join the Discord if you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening or just hang out. So all those things are linked in the description below, and we'll get right into it. I guess before I get into it, we should probably say hello to everybody. Hello, Luca. Welcome. Good to see you again with the message yup. I missed that message. Missed seeing the yup every morning. Hello, Dusty. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Dev Ghost, good morning. Hello, Meep. Hi Law, welcome. I've heard this weirdo saves snail cat images on his hard drive. Beware. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Hello, RN Genesis. Gunforged crying in the corner not being mentioned. Yeah, Gunforged is 75% off right now, so if you wanted to purchase Gunforged, you can definitely do that as well. Hello, Hurt Wolf, welcome. Asymmetrics, good to see you again. Okay. Okay, and now the cat is being annoying. Why is it every time I start streaming you do this? Why does this happen? Why does this happen? Okay, anyway. So there's the card targeting effect that I want to change. I'll show you what it looks like right now. Game debug. We'll just do this, and then we'll add some skeleton warriors. So the way that this... So there are some cards that affect other cards specifically as like a buff or whatever. So this reduces the remaining turns of adjacent minion cards by 2, right? So if I put this here, and I put this guy there, and I put that guy there, and then I go into a combat encounter, which we'll have to go through here. If I go through a combat encounter now, why is my game lagging? Seems very laggy. Anyway, if I watch this effect play, what you'll notice is that it's kind of like a line. You see that? I don't know if you saw that very well, but there's like a line that plays, and then it plays a ripple, or it used to play a ripple animation. I guess it's not happening anymore. But now that the combat is a lot quicker, that's just a little bit disjointed. And also, I never really liked that effect that much anyway. So I need a different way of indicating that a card has actually targeted some other cards during its combat. And what I was going to do is, we have this legendary effect on the card itself, but it's I can't even get it to play very easily in this scene here, because there's a viewport, and the viewport is, you know, used as a texture in this shader here and all that good stuff. So it's taking the viewport texture, and then it's mask using the sprite as a mask. And the reason I'm doing all that is because... Why am I doing all that? Because this card ultimately ends up being a child of a canvas group in the board here. So this is a canvas group here. All the cards get added here to this node. And so because this card, all of these things are ultimately descendants of a canvas group, I can't use the mask options that are available here, this clip children. So that's kind of unfortunate. So I have to do all these weird workaround ways. And I don't really want to do another like sub viewport here for particle effects, because I was thinking for the targeting effect, I would just like blast a bunch of particles up the card, but masked to it. But unfortunately, yeah, the only way to really do that is to create another sub viewport or use this same sub viewport and just try to coordinate it. But that seems very bad to me. Like, I don't want to keep having to do that for every effect that I do. Now, I suppose I could genericize this to make it a little bit easier to create masked effects for nodes that are descendants of a canvas group. But I think there's also maybe a potential to remove this canvas group, although I don't think that's possible either. I don't think that's possible either. Because what this does is this fades out the whole board. So when the board dies, the board will fade out here, and I can also fade it in if I want. And I think there's one other place where I'm using that. Play fade highlight, yeah, here. So it's a little bit iffy. And I don't really know the best way of handling that, because I still want to be able to fade out the board. Now, I did consider maybe adding the entire board to a sub viewport. That way the cards can use canvas groups or masking individually, and then I can just use that viewport texture as a thing that I can fade. But that would be annoying to do as well. So yeah, we're kind of in a little bit of a pickle, if you ask me. Let's see. What is this even doing? It's adding a black outline. Why does it have a black outline? I don't remember why there's a canvas group here. Anyway, so yeah, it's a little bit tricky. How's the reception been for your multiplayer course? One of the greatest positive feedback you've gotten. Been curious since we had our chat. Oh yeah, it's been great. I mean, yeah, I think, you know, there's a lot of people asking like, how do I do this with Steam and whatnot? And I didn't really cover that in the course, but generally speaking, yeah, the feedback has been very, very, very positive. I think the course has like a 4.8 rating out of 5 stars just from all the people that have rated it. So, you know, it's like you can't really get much higher than 4.8 on Udemy. I don't know if that's possible. So I'm happy with it. I think people are happy with it. And aside from some comments about stuff that people would like to see covered, it's been, yeah, pretty good overall. Hello, Jackie Daytona. Just remake the entire card system. Yeah, that's a good idea. Blasting up the what now? On the other note, have you tried pushing up the colors for the legendary cards, the opposite effect of when you darken the image when opening a menu? I have not, and I think I could do that, or the other thing I could do is I could add like a shiny effect, right? Where instead of just upping the colors all at once, I could have like a scrolling noise texture that ups the colors that it touches. That could be an interesting thing, but yeah, definitely want to make the legendary cards more sparkly in some way. Like a Pokemon shiny, yeah. The UI design is so sick. Thank you, Pigeon Child. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Hello, Emerson. Welcome. Good morning to you. Yeah, I do like how the this turned out. Yeah, this turned out great, I think. Why is everything lagging? My game is just like... I don't know why that's happening. My mouse isn't lagging, the game is lagging. I think this might be related to... Some people said this to when they were doing the playtest. Maybe I'm finally experimenting technological differences. I think maybe I'm finally experiencing what some people said about the mouse being laggy. I wonder, hold on, we're gonna take a little bit of a detour here. VSync disabled. I wonder if it's VSync related. We'll disable VSync and then we'll set the FPS cap to 240, I guess. What is that gonna do? Nope, my mouse is still laggy. The whole game is lagging though. So it's not the VSync. Let's do this. It's not just the mouse, it's like the whole game is hitching. Should we try compatibility mode? I didn't want to go on this detour, but that's kind of annoying. Let's try this. Nope, it's still lagging. Interesting. Let's try another test here. I'm just going to run this. Nope, the mouse is still lagging here too. So I was thinking maybe it's because I have just in the game, I have so many different control nodes that can detect mouse input. I was wondering if maybe the mouse input events were just completely tanking the game, but that's not happening either. So why is that happening? Okay, the other thing to try is to take this cursor. We're going to get rid of this. And we're going to also say set process to false. Let's see if it's related to the cursor specifically. I don't know why it would be, but we're not going to hide. We're just going to show the hardware cursor. Okay. Oh, no, it's lagging again. So when I move the mouse, the whole game is lagging. Why is that happening? Is it related to the mouse polling rate? Oh, it might be related to the mouse polling rate. Because I just got a mouse that has a higher polling rate now. Oh, maybe, I wonder if the polling rate is... Well, no. Let's just do this. Print event. So there's only two places where unhandled input is overridden, which would get all the mouse events that are not handled. One of them is the debug helper. This is an auto load. So let's go into the card here. I didn't want to go on this detour, but let's figure it out. I'm currently on a 1 kilohertz polling rate. It only logged 362 events that whole time. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Well, what the heck? What the heck? Let's put this back. Guess it's time to try Unity. Todd Howard once said you should upgrade your PC. I literally just did that. Currently going through your Zombie Survivors course at Udemy at the moment. Got me in Godot and I'm working on 2D combat game prototype now. Thanks. You're welcome, Demi. Glad to help. Glad you're enjoying the course. Hello, Ninja Link. Good morning to you. Yeah, so it can't be the case that the mouse input events... It can't be the case that the mouse input events are like bogging it down, because I'm doing this for like, what is this, like 5 seconds? After 5 seconds, it gathers 1,000 inputs. That should be totally fine. Like, that shouldn't be doing anything. And it was even lagging when I was just in this card scene here. I don't know. I don't think... So far, it doesn't seem like there's anything in my control here. Does it happen in full screen mode? Let's try full screen mode. It does not happen in full screen mode. All right. So, what in the heck? My mouse is perfectly smooth. What is going on? Now when I'm back in windowed mode, it's lagging. What? Okay, I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. That seems like a Godot issue. Let me just check something real quick. I didn't really want to do this, but oh well. We're gonna search the GitHub issues. See if this has been noticed. Godot engine Godot. Okay, let's see issues. Mouse lag. Noticeable delay in updating mouse position every time I click on Mac OS. It's this one? No, it can't be that one. That's not quite the same. No, VSync didn't fix it for me. Well, I might have to... I don't even know what the issue is, though. I don't even know how good a bug report would be. Forward plus renderer causes frame skips, judder, stutter on GPU frames aren't sorted correctly on Windows. I wonder if this is the issue. But GL compatibility didn't solve my issue either. It's only when going full screen that the lag goes away. Huh. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to abandon that one for now. That's unfortunate. Found some forum posts complaining about the same issue. Mouse movement causing lag, no solutions though. Yeah, it's weird that it only happens in windowed mode. And it doesn't happen in full screen. So it's not the input events. I know that. I thought that maybe the high polling rate was sending like 1,000 events per second, which even still on my CPU shouldn't cause any issues in the unhandled input, but it was a possibility. But that definitely wasn't the case because we weren't even getting 1,000 events per second. So that's not the case. VSync didn't fix it. Compatibility renderer didn't fix it. The only fix was going into full screen mode. Changing the input mouse, the mouse input mode here, removing this and using the hardware cursor. Obviously the mouse didn't lag because we're using the hardware cursor instead of the software one that I have with the custom sprite. But that still caused the game to lag. Even though the mouse movement was smooth, the game was still hitching and stuttering when I moved the mouse. So I don't know why that's happening. I think it's got to be a bug somewhere. Previously, I mean, people had commented on that for the playtest, and they said it was I think everyone that experienced the issue was on Windows 11. So maybe it's a specific like Windows 11 issue with Godot. I don't know. Works fine on my machine. Yep. Ship it. Why no GitHub Dark Mode? What is this crime? I don't think GitHub Dark Mode looks good. Also, I was in an incognito window or a private window anyway, so it wouldn't have used my dark settings if I had them. I still don't use them though because I don't think it looks good. Artem, welcome. Do you use mouse motion at all? Would if input event is mouse motion, return? No, I don't use that. Look at issue 60646. 60646. Godot engine, Godot. Let me just pull it up. Issues. What was it? 60646. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the one. I guess I shouldn't do all that. Hold on. Let's just pull this window over. Major frame rate drop on Windows and moving mouse, a very simple project, and less profiling. Are you using a variable refresh rate monitor? Nope. I'm not using, I have a variable, I have G-Sync, but I always turn it off because it's garbage. I can reproduce with an even simpler project attached. Higher mouse USB polling rates. That might be it. I mean, that's kind of, but I mean, maybe it's just the mouse polling rate. See also 55037. Input accumulation is off by default, but the documentation sets is on by default. Okay, I'll read through this later. Oh wait, fixed performance issues, okay. When moving the mouse with a high polling rate on Windows. Okay, I'll have to look into this. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. So it is a Godot issue. And hopefully it will be fixed at some point. Anyway, let's continue on with the regularly scheduled programming. Maybe on Windows. Yeah, I don't know. Have you tried windowed full screen? I have not, no. So that build fixes the issue, may be coming soon to the official. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read through that. Maybe I'll also test it myself to make sure. If I can just, it would be really nice if I could just pull that version of Godot, like if I could just run my game with that version and see if it helps. So yeah, I'll see if I can provide some useful information on that PR. But We will suffer through the mouse lag for now. We will suffer through the mouse lag for now. Anyway, back to the task at hand, which is creating an effect for when the cards get targeted. Unfortunately, I think the only thing to do really is to create another sub viewport, but I don't really want to do that. I don't want to use sub viewports every time I need to do a card effect. I just need the masking, that's all that I need, really. So there's really only two solutions to this then if I want to use this. If I want to do another card effect, I can use another legendary effect sub viewport. Oh, it looks like my Godot editor is lagging too with my mouse. Okay, that's annoying. Anyway, I literally just got a new mouse too, so it has to be, that's the only thing that has changed with my configuration. So it's got to be the mouse issue. Anyway, so there's two options. Do another effect sub viewport for the targeting effect, or try to remove this fade component. I just don't know what I would do if I removed this. How would I still fade out the board? I mean, I could do something with like back buffer copy maybe, where I copy a region that the board covers, and then I can fade that all out. The problem is I think that might inadvertently catch things behind the board too. If there's like ever decorations behind the board, it would fade those out too really weirdly. Yeah, I don't know. Hello, Neozoid. Coping the same way for .NET Web Export and PR merge hell for ages, technically fixed, right? Good morning. Sub viewport is basically a mask, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a little bit annoying because I need to set the resolution of the sub viewport, and then I gotta, in order to, you know, just not use up performance, I have to change the update mode to disabled when it's not updating. I guess I could do that. I don't know. I don't know. Do I want to do something with the board? I don't really think there's anything I can do with the board here. Shoot. The other question is, do I just use the same sub viewport for all effects? You know what I mean? I could do that. It's just going to be annoying. Okay, let's do that. Let's just make it all one scene, I guess. Yeah, let's just save this branch as scene. So we're gonna change this actually. We're gonna say card background effects viewport. Let's save this branch as scene. Scenes UI card. No. Is that right? I guess we can save this. Well, Let's save it in scenes, gameplay, card. Card background effects, viewport. Save. Okay. So we've got the canvas group, legendary particles. Let's also duplicate this. And this will be targeted particles. I'm not going to change this. I'm just going to mark this as unique recursive, or make that unique recursive, just so that it's set up correctly. So now we can create a script for this. Create card background effects viewport game.gameplay. Okay, we're going to want the legendary particles, so private GPU particles 2D, legendary particles. What did I call this one? Targeted particles. Oops. Okay, that should work. And then what I should do is, let me open up my card here. Legendary. This needs to be card background effects viewport. We're going to get rid of this, actually. We're going to set that to disabled on ready. So in here, okay. Then what we got going here? Okay. Let's change the viewport size always. Made a legendary event handler. So we can actually probably, let's do this. Public configure for card, base card, base card. We'll take this out. We'll put this in here. Base card dot dimensions. So this size is equal to that. And then we're also going to want to connect to the base card dot connect base card dot signal name dot made legendary callable dot from on made legendary. Private void on made legendary. Okay, so on made legendary, we're going to want to do this. Private int update always locks. Update always locks plus plus. Private void update render mode. Render target mode. Update always locks, always are disabled. So now we can call this here. Update render mode. Update render mode. And we're also going to do legendary particles dot emitting is equal to true. Okay, so now what I can do in here is we can get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. We do need to change the legendary particles position, which I can actually change that. So I can change the particle positions in here. Legendary particles at position. Let's take this var card size. There we go. And we'll also do the same for the targeted effect particles dot position. Okay. So now all I need to do is I just need to call configure for card in here. So we don't need this legendary particles here. Card background effects viewport configure for card. So that's going to hook up to the signal. That's going to listen for that legendary effect. That's good. And I can get rid of the legendary effect particles here. Get rid of that. Okay. That should simplify things a little bit. Card legendary mask dot visible equals base card dot is legendary. Is there a reason why I don't want this to just be visible all the time? Well, this needs to change to card background effects mask. Okay, so it's set up here. Its visibility is being changed here. That's okay. We don't... Do I want it to be... I guess I want it to be invisible. So let's create an export variable here as well. Export private sprite 2D. Background effects mask. Inside of update render target mode, we're going to say background effects mask dot visible is equal to update always locks is greater than 0. Okay, so now the way that I'm thinking about doing this is I'll do a public void play targeted effect. And what I'm going to do in here is we'll say update always locks plus plus targeted particles dot emitting equals true. We're going to update the render mode. And then I'm going to do var tween is equal to get tree. Well, let's just do create tween. Tween.tween interval. I could use a timer here, but this is easier. Tween.tween action. Update always locks minus minus. Update render mode. I guess I could create a setter for this so it updates automatically, but that's all right. Okay, so I think that's going to be fine. I think that will be fine. Okay, so now we got to change these targeted particles. How am I going to do this? So I guess in my editor here, I can set this to be to update always. Update always. Oh, I don't have any, I can't see what's happening because I have to go to the viewport here. Okay, so I can just look at the viewport here, I guess. All right, so that's fine. Oh, this is going to be annoying. I'm not going to be able to see the particles. I'll just put them here and I'll just design them in here so I can actually see them, and then I'll put them back. Hello V, welcome back. Good to see you. Hello Snupbill, thank you for the IDR 10,000. Very much appreciate that. Yummers, yeah, we got the Yummers message. Decided to buy your game Swordslinger. Seems simply interesting to me. I think Swordslinger is an interesting game. I don't think, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like a super amazing, awesome game, but I think like the idea is really interesting. So yeah, Swordslinger. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. But thank you, Snupbill. Hello, Polaris. Numbers. Just want to say that honestly super inspiring how often you're streaming your work. Keep it up. I love it. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the streams. Good morning, Chris. I've been busy the past few days. That's all right. Welcome back. Yummers, yes indeed. Do you have a favorite game do you like? Just me making a queues for autumn sale. I didn't get what game to buy. Well, I've been playing, I got back into League of Legends recently. I've been playing that with my friend in the evenings on occasion. And also Baldur's Gate. I've been wanting to do a Baldur's Gate game again. Baldur's Gate 3. Not like they're going to play it. Yeah, that's okay. Don't buy it for them if they're not going to play it. That's all right. What else? Oh, I pre-ordered Battlefield 6. So I'll be playing that when it comes out in a week or two. Before you all give me trouble for pre-ordering, the reason I pre-ordered it this month is because I have a budget surplus this month. So rather than taking the budget hit next month, I just decided to eat into my surplus this month just to make the numbers pretty. I bought Peak. What is that? My typo is not very accurate today. That's all right. Hello, Mun. Oh no. We lost another one to League. I got back into it. I relapsed. It's okay. I'm thinking about to buy Roto Force, Goner and Run, The World in Between. I've never heard of that. Another one, Lost to the Void. I will play Battlefield 6 too. I'll be on a holiday, so I'll play it, but I will wait to buy on launch day. Yeah, probably a good idea. I probably wouldn't have pre-ordered it, but the beta just ran so smooth and felt so good. I'm like, okay, as long as they don't absolutely trash the game between now and release, it's a pretty safe purchase, I think. But then EA got acquired by some, I forgot what the acquisition was, but maybe now it's going to turn into slop, but we'll see. If Battlefield already isn't slop. I don't think so. I like Battlefield a lot. I'm still lost in Silksong. The Skong is a lifestyle, yeah. Peak is a game. Yeah, I know that. I just don't know what it's about. Played the beta 2. Game looks solid, yeah. I had a lot of fun with Battlefield 6, for sure, when the beta was happening. We're going to do something very, 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 very quick. Display, scale. Let's see, let's turn this velocity up. Do I have a lifetime randomness on this? No, I don't. Okay. Might even make this quicker, honestly. Okay, let's see what that does, I guess. So did that change it? Well, I'm just gonna copy this again, whatever. Get rid of this. Paste it here. So that's what it's going to look like in the viewport. So we just need to change one thing here, which is to change this to, what is it? One shot. Here we go. What we're going to do in here, targeted particles.restart. Okay. Okay, so now we actually need to play this. Let's build first. Build first. We can get rid of this targeted particles here. This needs to have a background effects mask configured there. Okay, so now when we play the targeted effect, where's this play ripple animation? Targeted effect player component. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm not using this anymore. Oh, is this card mask even used anywhere anymore? If I get rid of that, is this all just doing setup stuff? Yeah, so I don't even need this anymore. We're gonna get rid of that. I don't think this ripple is being used anywhere either. View owners. Oh, it's in test card. Can delete this. Okay. Now we can just change this to card background effects mask, card background effects mask, card background effects mask. Okay, that works. I like deleting stuff. That's cool. Okay, so play ripple animation. That was never even working to begin with. So play directional effect, play effect between cards, source card, target card. Public void play targeted animation. Card background effects viewport dot play targeted effect. Okay, I don't need any of this now. Go away. This is no longer async. Okay. I'm sure there's going to be an issue here. Cannot await. Yeah, we don't need to wait this. Play targeted effects. Where is this used? Yeah, this isn't even... Yeah, we don't even need this anymore. Get rid of that. None of this is awaited, so... Public void. Okay. Alrighty then. Peak is about to climb the mountain with friends. It's very fun. Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about now. Multiplayer climbing game. Peak is a peak game, so to peak. Okay. Pinnacle, yeah. Trying to recover my enjoyment of games, TBH. Do you struggle with being distracted by technical details in games since you are a developer? Like, it's hard to immerse yourself when you recognize the tricks. Yeah, that can happen. I think generally, yeah, my enjoyment of games has generally gone down too as I've gotten older. I don't know if it's just because I'm not as interested in them or if it's because I've basically seen everything and there's like very few games are actually new to me, you know? Like, once I played Valheim for 200 hours, once I played DayZ for 400 hours or whatever, it's like, what are the other zombie survival games going to give me? What are the other survival crafting sandbox games going to give me, you know? So I don't know, maybe it's a combination of both. Getting older and also just the novelty has worn off quite a bit of games. So I think that's why I like the competitive multiplayer games like Battlefield 6 and League of Legends, is because you know, it's not really, I mean, yeah, you're playing the game, but the challenge comes in like playing against other people, and it's like a constant challenge, right? I don't know if I know what I'm saying, but that's right. Anyway, I don't know if I know what I'm saying. Okay, let's see if this works. What makes you happy, really. Just don't make the same mistake of me buying pre-existing overpriced game before. Yeah, Naruto. Have y'all experienced any significant difference between CPU and GPU particles? I think if you're doing, you should probably just be using GPU particles because it runs on the GPU. I think CPU particles are for like, if I'm not mistaken, for like mobile, where maybe GPU particles are not supported that well or not super performant. But yeah, I just use GPU particles all the time because I'm not really making games for people that don't have GPUs. I mean, even if you don't have a dedicated card for it, your processor has an integrated GPU, right? Okay. I think that effect actually needs to be bigger or more. Display scale, we'll just do 1. Maybe we'll bump this up to 3. Try it again. Oh, don't seem to have the need for it. Yeah, I don't use the CPU particles. Gonna be making game board for uni soon, see if anyone interested. Okay, cool. Or related ish. Yeah, you could share it in the Discord. Stop playing FPS due to cheaters. I must be very lucky because I don't, or very bad at the game because I don't I haven't like almost never encountered any cheaters in any FPS I've ever played. The only time I encountered it was I played Modern Warfare 2 on the PS3 at near like the end of its lifetime, and people were like hacking those lobbies quite a bit. But that's only the really time I can recall seeing obvious cheaters. I don't really know if I like that effect. I went through all that effort. Probably need something coming from the incense to these target cards as well. Maybe some kind of zap effect or something. Maybe some kind of zap effect. Let me try changing the color of these particles. Let's see. What color do I want to use instead? Let's try that color. Play Expedition 33. You can thank me later. Okay. If you're in a game jam that runs in the browser, use CPU particles. I learned that this month. Okay. Well, no, last month. Oh, gotcha. Often the good players get lumped in with the cheaters in ranked play. Yeah, I imagine that's the case. What's the difference between left and right? Yeah, one is the enemy and one is the player. Should have been obvious. IDK. What wasn't make sense now? Okay. I definitely think I need some kind of effect going from the incense to the skeletons now. But I think that's working. The other thing I want to try is I just want to make sure that this logic is working correctly. gd.print render target mode set to found your channel yesterday once I was at my wit's end trying to work on UI in Godot. VOD from you working on card UI helped me a lot to understand the workflow of a more complex example than usual tutorials provide, so thanks. Oh, you're welcome, Kurohito. You are welcome, glad that the VOD was helpful. How to label my enemy health bar, literally enemy health, to onboard players quickly. Yeah, I may need to do the same thing. Or at least, like, I'm gonna build a comprehensive, like, interactive tutorial for the game too. I may even start the game off with like, you know how when you first start games, it'll put you into like a little sandbox tutorial level. I may just even do that where like you start off on a really, really, really small map that just has a couple of nodes and maybe it's the same configuration every time. And you start with like a selection of cards and it's like, here, do this, do that, do that. Here's your enemy health. Okay, boom, the enemy has 2 health and you killed it. Congratulations, you know. Yeah, I think I need some kind of like zap effect going from the incense to the cards that it's affecting. I think this is okay for now. I do want to check this. Set to disabled, disabled, always, always disabled. Yeah, so this is working. Good. Okay. So refactor card background effects into standalone scene. So maybe we'll do some kind of, maybe we'll do some kind of like targeted effect here. But starting to get back into game dev and I need to make my own board plus card system similar to this. I've been meaning to comb back through your live streams to catch up on how you did it all. Yeah. And I think the main thing that you just need to follow basically is you want to separate your card inventory data from your presentation. So what size my inventory is and which cards are where on the inventory, that's all stored as pure data. And then the inventory component, which is the thing that manages all that data, it emits signals in response to how the cards are placed. So we've got like a card placed signal, a card removed signal, grid change signal, board state updated signal, so on and so forth. And then everything else in my game, all the visuals respond to these. So if you follow that pattern, then it becomes very easy to keep everything nice and clean, because basically anytime you do a board operation, you do it in your board logic, and then you let the game respond to the events in terms of placing the cards visually at the right spots and so on and so forth. I think that's probably the single most important thing to do. You definitely don't want to end up in a situation where your card class, for instance, is storing a bunch of data. You definitely don't want that. If you look at my card here, the only thing that this card class has is just visual stuff. It's got stuff for playing animations, stuff for changing what the card looks like, and all that. But there's no, I actually don't even need this anymore. There's no logic. Like, I don't know from the card class itself, I don't know where the card is on the board in this class. And that's because if I want to know the position of a card, I have to reach out to the board inventory component to find out that information. Okay, remove some lines. Will there be a button take all cards? I may add that, yeah. What are those icons at the top right? I missed that. One is a settings icon and one is a to toggle the on hover card tooltips. A scripted tutorial, right, yeah. Who is your tutorial guy gonna be? Standard yipping skeleton or something different? Yeah, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. I haven't thought about it that much yet. I think what confused me is that it's exactly the same display style. Usually player HP is visually distinct. Actually, never mind. I kind of shy to share the game board. Probably share it once it's a more proper. That's all right. Whatever you want is fine with me. But once it's cleared up, not hard to remember, so not a big deal. The point is that everything makes sense after you know what it is. A hover tooltip would help new players and would never need to be used again, leaving the UI clean. Right, yeah. Oh my gosh. I once asked for cash back at a candle store and they gave it back in cents. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. Is a girl bossing? Dab. Hello, Raf Tatul. How did you do your turn-based system? Is the logic running in the process function? No. So the way that my game works, I have the turn manager. So there's a turn manager. This is the central node that's responsible for coordinating everything. The turn manager knows what all of the turn executors are. And the turn executor is basically a component that exists on each board to handle the execution. So you've got like an overall manager that manages the turn executors. And then the turn executors manage the individual board and coordinate the order of the execution of the abilities on that board. But it's all based on timers. So it's not the process function. I basically just say, hey, each turn in my game is X unit of time. And the unit of time doesn't matter because my game is based on turns, which is basically just like ticks, right? So a turn could last 10 seconds. It could last 1 second. It's totally configurable. But it runs a timer for each turn. And at the end of the timer, then it reaches out to, or it calls this process turns. And then it just goes through the turn executors. So like it loops over here and it does various ticks on the turn executors. And then that's basically how it works. So it's just like a top-down kind of management based on timer intervals. Appreciate the brief refresh of the board, card, and manager architecture. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you probably still want to go back in the VODs. I don't know which VOD it would be, but... Nice. Nice asymmetrics. Tutorial could be Necromancer before they became the Necromancer. Ooh, yeah. That's funny. Hello, Rin. Welcome back. Always good to see you. All right, I need a quick 3-minute break, and when I come back, we're going to do maybe like a zap effect for that incense to make it look nice and pretty. So we're going to see targeted effect player component here. So yeah, we're going to want to probably do some kind of zap. I don't know how that's going to work. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work, but we're going to figure it out. Anyway, I'll be right back in just a few minutes and we will continue on. Okay, I'm back. You are welcome, Raftatool. Finally, someone explained the role of execute managers. Like, oh no. Finally, someone explain. Oh wait, I already read that one. Elephant to green screen effect. Elephant. I don't know what that means. Anyway, so how are we gonna do a zap? Let's try this first. Targeted effect. We'll do one thing at a time. So we're gonna create a new line 2D. Var line 2D equals new line 2D. Points is equal to new vector 2. Do I use the global position? I don't remember. Anyway, we'll do width is equal to 2. Color is equal to game constants dot color white. Okay. Use collection expression. Thank you. Okay. Add child line 2D. Oh, these positions are not right. Oh, that's probably okay. Oh, line 2D. Var tween is equal to create tween. Tween dot tween interval 1. Tween dot tween action. Line 2D dot q free. Okay, let's see what that does. I might just make this easier on myself real quick. Project settings, debug, generate test map, training dummy. I don't know. I actually don't know if this still works. It should still work. Ah, it didn't. The key training dummy was not present in the dictionary. I'll just do this. Public static card definition resource. Training dummy. gd.load card definition resource training dummy dot duplicate. Okay, so now in my run map generator, oh, this is going to be card registry.from ID. Let's do card registry.training dummy. What? Okay. I think I had to remove the training dummy from the loot table, which is fine. So if resource ID is equal to training dummy, probably not good to have those magic strings, but it's all right. Whatever. We'll do it live. Actually, let's put it back. I just don't want this card ID to exist there as if I can instantiate this whenever I want with the typical pattern. But that's all right. Oh, it's still broken. It's still broken. That feel when you break your debug tools. Oh, I have to initialize it. Son of a brisket. Okay, is it gonna work now? No. What the heck, man? Resource dot initialize, then we can do return resource dot duplicate. One of these days it will work. Let's try again. Okay, thank you. Goodness gracious. All right, we're back in business. So let's see what happens if those lines get created or not. Oh, there's some lines appearing down here. So I did it wrong. Big shocker there, I know. Big shocker there. How was this working before? Oh, too local. Okay. So I'm gonna need this again. Source card node, source card.card node, target card.card node. This will be to local source position, to local target position. Let's see if that works. I guess, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sometimes the Social Stream Ninja is buggy and it doesn't delete comments that were deleted. Instructions unclear, implementing the Zap system from RE2. But it's all right. No, it's not. Yeah. Oh, goodness. There we go. So now we've got two lines that are going from the center of the incense to the skeleton warriors. And then the skeleton warriors are also playing a little background effect, which may not be super obvious, but at least there's something. So the idea is we want to make those lines now, we want to make those look kind of like electrified, I guess. So how are we going to do that? That's a good question. Let me ask, let me answer that question in just a second here. Line 2D, points. Oh, wait. Okay, whatever. That's all right. Two pixel width fill. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. Now what I'm interested about is what does it look like if I add a shader material here? Create a new shader. Let's do targeted card effect .gd shader. Create. We don't need the vertex. We can use the fragment here. Color.a is equal to 0.0. Okay, that works. Color.a is equal to uv.x. Color is equal to texture So this is the thing that I was worried about. I don't think that this is quite working the way that I want it to work. I can't just apply a shader to this line 2D. So I guess the other option is to use a sprite. Let's just do a placeholder texture. Hide this for now. Let's do region on X, Y. Width is 1, height is 2. But I can change this width now, so I could do like 100 in the width. Let's turn the offset off, or the centered off rather. And then I can do this. Visibility, no. Texture, repeat, enabled. Okay. So now if I've got this sprite here, I should be able to, let's take this, copy this material. Paste it here. And now I should be able to do color.a is equal to uv.x. Oh, interesting. Is that interesting? Well, son of a brisket. What happens if I change this? Let's do 32 in the X. It didn't update my placeholder texture. That is not working. Oh, because my region here. Oh, this is painful. What in the world is going on here? I'm expecting this fade in to happen over 32 pixels. We're going to use a different... Okay, that's more reasonable. Okay, the placeholder texture just must not work that well. So basically what I want to do is I want to have a texture that has a certain width across which I can do like a noise shader that will make it look like electricity. But it needs to... So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable this region here. I'll change the width of the sprite and then rotate it so that it points from the incense to the skeletons. And then I will scroll like a noise texture around it so it looks kind of like electricity. And of course, we're going to ask the AI to do that for me because I'm lazy. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create... we're just going to create a very basic texture for that. So let's just do 64 by 2. Actually, I probably don't want to do that either. Sprite canvas size. Let's just make it 64 by 64. But then what we'll do is we'll put a 2 pixel long. And we'll make this pure white so I can change the color with a shader. Make this pure white here, just a long string. We will save this inside of assets effect. I'm just going to call it line.png. Cool. Okay, so now when I go into my sprite here, we'll load up that line. Very cool. Region enabled, so we can change this width and this height. We'll make it 64. Oh, is this gonna be wrong? Repeat. Oh, did I make it? No. Did I scale this? What's going on here? What? Why is this 10 pixels tall? Am I losing my mind? Is Godot messing with me? What's going on? Oh, yeah, it's just a fragment of the shader. Okay, I was just doing it wrong. All right, there we go. Goodness. So we're gonna have to see how this works. I don't know. But in any case, we're gonna ask the AI to do this. Agent, in this Godot shader, make an electricity effect using scrolling noise shaders. The texture is a long white line, so it just needs to be animated using, in fact, there should be no transparent pixels. Pixels must either be 100% transparent or 100% opaque. Let's just get it started there. Oh wait. Okay, time to make debug tools for my debug tools, yeah. Okay, sounds good, Snowbill. Thanks for joining. Godot, more like God, no, yeah. Don't break the game while I'm out here. All right, thanks for joining, V. Always good to see you. Thank you, Snupbill. Godot. I would watch content of you roasting code instead of reviewing it, but maybe it's just because I like being roasted. Yeah, that would be kind of fun. There's so many roast code channels. Proper review channels are precious gems we need to appreciate. Okay, scratch that then. Would Polygon 2D for the line work? Those can definitely have shaders applied. Maybe. Used to be a son of a biscuit. Since when have we stopped being vegan? Now it's son of a brisket. Yeah. It just changes. It just changes, you know. Ran into something similar. If you just apply the UV as color, it does look as expected. Placeholder texture worked weird for me with that sometimes. Yeah, I think the placeholder texture is weird. Shader languages, nah. Top of the morning. Welcome, Asahi Dev. Always good to see you. What are we doing? We're trying to make an electricity effect for cards that target other cards. So there needs to be like a zap that indicates that a card has been affected. Like seeing pirate software be roasted, yeah. Godot is a wild name, yeah. Godot. Wow. The ChatGPT T5 is taking a long time to do its thing. It's a fork of Godot, but nothing works. Godot. Come on. It's very slow. Chat Geppetto! Does Shader Toys have an electricity example? It might. Expected a return. Why doesn't it like that? Oh. What am I... Okay. This block is supposed to return a float, but P is a vec2. I have no idea if this is doing this correctly. We may just have to roll our own. What? You didn't apply the what? Did it apply the changes? Maybe I was... Yes. Maybe I accidentally had the file in a bad state. Let's try it again. Link to the official Godot repo, yeah. You're absolutely right. This is taking forever. Why not wait some more? You're right. This is taking too long. Let me just delete all your code. Do you think GPT-5 is better than Claude Sonnet 4? It can be. I mean, I'm almost tempted to say no, it's not better because it takes so much longer. Is the quality of the output better? Yeah, sometimes. I don't think that fixed the issue. Oh, maybe it did. Arc color that. Okay. I don't like this solution generally. Apply a much simpler scrolling noise electricity effect using only one color and model it after what? Hard to debuff. Okay. Check out Godot shader site, yeah. P is a vec2, yeah. Shaders are the only thing I use ChatGPT for, yeah. It still helps to be knowledgeable about shaders because when it does that kind of thing where it's like it generates an invalid shader, you need to be able to at least read the shader and know why it generated an invalid shader. Just made an electricity shader last month I was super happy with. More of a texture than a line though. Gotcha, yeah. By the way, as a player, I would definitely like seeing at least one pic of the tooltip in your Alchemora Steam page because it's part of the gameplay to see mechanics explained. People like seeing gameplay. Yeah, I'm talking with people right now about having a more professional approach to my Alchemortis marketing and especially the Steam page. Because I don't know what it is. I'm just terrible at creating the trailers and the Steam page and everything. So I would like to hire somebody with expertise to do that for me. And then the challenge, of course, is I need to keep that updated as the game changes too. But I definitely need to make it more appealing. So all of your Patreon support is definitely going to help me to hire somebody for that. Now we're dealing with another issue. Okay. Okay. That's looking better. Now also modify the UV that it arcs up and down. Right now, the texture is just scrolling over the noise. It's just scrolling over the texture, but I want the UVs to be manipulated to give it an arcing effect. Feel so alone and actually liking to make shaders. AI vexes me sometimes. The other day I asked Copilot and ChatGPT to simply convert ones and zeros from binary code to different letters and they both failed somehow. Yeah, because they're not actually doing that work, right? They're just, I don't know, predictive engines, I guess. I think you'd probably have better luck if you said, hey, write a script to convert ones and zeros to different letters. I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy. We're reading a book of shaders, but it's unfinished. Why not a publisher? I may have a publisher. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's not just as easy as like, hey, go get a publisher. They first have to be interested in my game. And second of all, the terms of the deal have to be favorable for me as well. Like basically it has to be the case that a publisher is going to get me a lot more success than I could achieve on my own. And I think it's possible that if I just like hired out very specific things like the marketing, that I wouldn't necessarily need a publisher for anything else. You know what I mean? Like if I could just pay a flat fee to somebody to market the game, and that basically gets me 90% of the way of having a publisher, like the benefit, 90% of the benefit of having a publisher, then it would make more sense just to do that because then I don't have to enter a long-term revenue sharing agreement and all that stuff. Let's see. Is this even doing anything? Well, that's not the greatest effect in the world, but what I'm mostly interested in right now is just getting this in game. So, node private sprite 2D effect. Effect dupe is equal to sprite 2D effect dot duplicate. Sprite 2D. Sprite effect dupe dot position. Plus factor 2 dot down times 32. Effect dupe dot region rect is equal to new rect 2I. The size is going to be bar length is equal to source position, distance 2, target position, length 64. Oh, we'll just integerize it, I guess. Okay, and then we're going to do effect dupe dot rotation is equal to source position, angle to point, target position, effect dupe dot q free. Let's do a 0.3 second effect. I don't know, let's see what happens. Oh, I forgot to set it to visible too. I forgot to set it to visible as well. I want to work with Acclaim in terms of publishing. They're coming back this year with some games made by Team Reptile. Oh, nice. Yeah, good luck to you. I've talked with a couple of publishers for Gunforged and for Alchemortis. Still, the jury's still out as if it's going to go anywhere with Alchemortis, but it definitely didn't go anywhere with Gunforged. That's for sure. The effect is nowhere to be seen. Stop crashing! I don't know what's going on. Oh, no, I know what's going on now. Anyway. Maybe I have to use local positions again. Guess I'll just do this. How do I select multiple lines? There we go. I don't know. Let's see. They just announced the first 4.6 snapshot? Really? Drag and drop export variables. Oh, interesting. Hide control focus when given via mouse input. Okay, I don't know what that means. Remove prompt to restart the editor after changing custom theme. Oh, that's nice. Need more of that. The next thing that I would like to see is being able to change the editor scale without restarting, because I need to scale it up for the stream, but then I scale it back down when I'm working in the afternoon. It's kind of annoying to have to restart the editor. Okay. Well, it's kind of a small one, but that's all right. Publicity publisher seems to be a multiplier rather than something that gives the all too important initial boost. Right, yeah. Unless they go above and beyond. Last, welcome, Defected Gaming. How do you select your games for code reviews anyway? To be honest, I have a big like Excel sheet where the Google form responses go to, and then I just kind of like click through them and I look for projects that have stuff that is interesting to talk about. So there's a lot of editorializing that I do. Why is this not working? Is my region rect correct? Just get rid of this. Oh, oops. I was never adding the child. Classic. That always gets me. I don't know why. I've been using Godot for many years at this point, and I just still constantly forget to add nodes to the scene tree. Why do I do that? Why is that so hard to remember? That effect doesn't look bad. It's just, it's not being placed correctly. Why is it not being placed correctly? What in the heck, man? Finally decided to try out a Godot. So I finally decided to try out a Godot tutorial. Figured it could only help. Yeah. For sure. You can also join the Discord, Defected Gaming, my Discord, if you want. You can ask for help there if you ever get stuck on something. Hello, Lucas. Could you share which VS Code theme you're using? It's called Dracula. Dracula. Yeah. Anyway, why is this not working? Oh, maybe this needs to be vector 2 up. Yeah, it needs to be vector 2 up. I don't think that's going to fix it, but maybe. Yeah, there's one appearing way up here. Why is that happening? I think I probably do need to keep this centered, actually, for the rotation purposes. Or at least, yeah, I need to keep it offset in the Y by 32. That's probably what I need to do. Okay. I'm pretty confident this is going to work now. Let's see. Finally have a Discord. I do. Yeah, it's in the description below. I'm so out of touch. I begged you to get one. That's all right. Go ahead and join. Done. Awesome. When it's all said and done, you should be proud at your road of progress. Like, for real, for real. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I would say yes, I am happy with my progress. Proud even of my progress, but there's still a lot to get better at, a lot to learn. I wasn't paying attention to that play. Oh yeah, it's working. Sweet. So it's kind of a subtle effect. I wonder if I can... You know what? Let's just do this. Can I add an outline shader on this? Oh no, because it's already got a... Let me just try this. I just want to see what it looks like with an outline, but the outline color is not going to be correct, but... I actually can't even tell if that updated. I actually can't even tell. Interesting. The other thing to do, let me do this. This is going to be kind of annoying. But the other thing to do would be to add a canvas group here. And then we want the material outline black. Canvas group outline. Canvas group black outline. There we go. Can't really see it that well on the editor anyway. But let's mark this as unique name. Canvas group.add child, and then I need to update my shader. Oh, no, I don't. Nope. Okay, let's see what that does. Never get stagnant, right, yeah. Never get stagnant, never stop stopping. Always be working, never stop quitting. Anyone watch Chris D'Elia? Oh my gosh. Oh, I got a lot of stuff to do this afternoon. I gotta go debug or see if I can help out with that Godot issue with the mouse lagging, because this is really grinding my goat. That effect could be larger. I'm not entirely sure that I'm happy with this effect, but wobble intensity. Try that. So if you don't see if I don't see a goat grinder in this game, I'll be a wee bit disappointed. Okay. Okay. Goat grinder. I mean, that would be kind of a fun card, honestly. People would be like, what the heck? If it was like a necromancer card, a goat grinder. This needs to be reversed. Is reversing it gonna work? I don't know. I'm not entirely happy with this effect. I might have to do a bunch of tweaks and changes to it, but that's all right. I just don't know. It's got to be a quick. The reason I'm doing like an electric zap kind of thing is because it's got to be quick, because the combat, there's no waiting for animations anymore. So it just needs to be like a quick zap. I might just, you know what I might do? Instead of trying to use a shader for this, what I did in Gunforged for the electricity effects is I actually just used line 2Ds and I just manipulated the points based on a sine wave. And that allowed me to put like multiple different beams all arcing in between each other. And then I was also able to control the intensity at the ends. So it would look fixed at both ends, and then in the middle is where it would do all of its electric. That might be better. And I could also animate it so that the line actually shrinks over time. So instead of just appearing and disappearing, it can actually have like a slight couple of frame animation going to the thing and then leaving the thing. So I could do multiple colors. So I could do like a white and then maybe like the green color inside of the electric. And then I could also make it just look a little bit more grounded, I guess. That effect doesn't look terrible. But yeah, I just don't think I'm going to be able to accomplish what I want to accomplish with the shader. So probably going to have to take a different approach to this. That's all right. I'll probably just reach into the Gunforge source code and pull out the code that I was using for the electric effect there. Had to step out earlier when you're looking for solutions, but was the mouse lag solved? No. We discovered, somebody shared in the chat, that it's it's a known Godot issue. It seems to be related to Windows, specifically, and high polling rate mice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can contribute any new information to that issue. But I'm kind of at the mercy of Godot fixing that. That's going to be a very important fix, actually. Actually, I think there is a fix out. So what I might do is see if I can grab that version of Godot and run Alchemortis in it and see if that fixes the lag. Okay, that effect looks all right. Hello, Clickertail, welcome. Always good to see you. Sorry for being late, that's all right. Time to reuse code and sprites, yeah. I do want to add a goat grinder to my game. I think that would be really cool. Let me write that down. Well, I would say that card target effect is still kind of in progress, but it's all right. Yeah. Still a lot of work to do, unfortunately, on that. That was tagged as 4.6 milestone. Maybe they'll merge it soon. I hope so. I hope so. I can't have Alchemortis releasing with laggy mouse. Seems like a pretty big issue, too, because, like, gamers are naturally going to have high DPI mice, generally speaking, and also probably be running Windows. So, like, that should be, like, a critical issue, if you ask me. But I'm not a Godot engine maintainer, so my opinion is irrelevant. Okay. Well, that's going to be it for the stream today. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and thank you all for being here. Again, if you want to support me, check out all the links in the description below. Alchemortis is available for wish listing, so give that a wish list if you are so inclined. I would appreciate that. Also, I've got the Patreon and the Discord linked below, as well as all of my course content. And of course, you could also watch my videos. The most recent video being a little tutorial showing you how to use and make editor scripts for increasing your productivity. So if you haven't watched that yet, I'd recommend it. You might be surprised at how powerful editor tools can be. And yeah, I'll be back at it tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. I hope to see you there. Have a good day, everyone. And yeah, see you tomorrow.